Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 7 US cruiser Atlanta. It has 16 main guns, 8 torpedoes, 40 AA guns, a surface detection of 9.7 kilometers, top speed 32.5 knots, total hull 27,500. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery accuracy, reduce flood and fire chance, faster rudder shift, and for my commander, situation awareness, faster turret traverse, lower cooldown on damage control, last stand, and concealment. We are on the map Land of Fire. I get a kick out of saying it every time. It's Land of Fire. And friendlies are trying to capture C. There's a couple enemy destroyers that are moving to the eastern side of C, and we're trying to ambush them. We have this fantastic cover of islands to prevent any torpedoes that might come our way, so there is really no risk to our ship in this position. The torpedoes choose to use smoke, but the Hatsaharu is leaving the safety of the smoke, and we get a 5k damaging shot. I expect that he's going to continue on, possibly send torpedoes. We don't want to overextend and take the torpedoes. We're going to send our own. He pops his smoke. We send a widespread. Probably not the best thing to do, but I would rather take a conservative approach at the beginning of the game. Far too many Atlanta games end in death way too early. We're just going to see how much we can get without risking the ship. Again, these islands are great. This is really the advantage of a ship that has high rate of fire in their guns, not a ship that uses torpedoes. We lose a friendly who was attempting to capture C in the smoke. He either died to enemy fire, enemy torpedoes, I don't know what. I wasn't paying full attention. All I know is there's an enemy trying to escape. We fire with the knowledge that the arc of the shot on the Atlanta is much higher than, say, the Amagi. We miss, unfortunately, when we fire toward the Farragut, but we're also trying to capture C. We're trying to disappear from the enemy so they don't interrupt our capture. Friendly probably accidentally left the safety. I don't believe he wanted to do that. He did, so now we're going to stay in C. The friendlies have captured B, the enemies have captured A, and the enemy Minikaze shows up. We fire on his position. He chooses to use smoke almost immediately. We incapacitate something really important. It gets knocked out for him. And are we able to follow up and kill him? No, he turns into us. We get one more visible shot. And we get barely any shot. We fire nearly blind. He went invisible that second, but we're able to still benefit from the accuracy. He sent out torpedoes, and we're going to turn in and avoid. The enemy Hatsaharu has shown back up. He is running for the hills, don't blame him. And these are probably not going to hit anywhere near him. He's moving away at a high rate of speed in comparison to the velocity of the rounds. It's waste of time, so we hold our fire, hoping to drop off the radar and to try and capture C. The enemy battleship, the New York, is firing on our position, but we dropped off for a little bit. The Farragut is coming back, and I noticed that. I'm trying to use the island as best as I can to block line of sight. The Cleveland is trying to fire on our position. His velocity is also pretty crappy, so it's going to be really hard for him to hit me, and we are definitely trying to stay away from line of sight, but dang it. We pulled our ship just a little bit too far out. I was so focused on keeping the Farragut on the other side of the island that I just lost sight of it, and it delayed our capture. The enemy New York is taking fire from pretty much everyone but me, and since he's not paying attention, we're going to try and engage him. That does tell everyone exactly where we are. They could interrupt our ability to capture, but if we can help take out the New York, maybe the Omaha can survive and we can transition to the Cleveland relatively easy. The enemy New York has 3 fires on his ship, 750 damage. I'm never going to pass up a chance to take out an enemy destroyer. A Farragut shows back up. This Farragut already has 2 kills, so he is a threat. And I'm just hoping he won't fire on me before I capture the base. And he doesn't. We land big salvos, we take out his propulsion. Don't believe he has damage control, but it doesn't matter. We kill off the Farragut. The New York is almost dead. The Cleveland is putting a lot of pressure on the Omaha. We want to try and kill the Cleveland before he kills the Omaha. I don't have a good shot on the New York, and he's probably going to die. Yeah, he's going to burn down. Just confirming. We're going to go 100% on the Cleveland. He puts out our fire, so he's susceptible to fires now. Yep, there, that's going to stick. Omaha sends out torpedoes. He is successful, and we successfully follow up. The entire enemy team on this side is completely wiped out. We have a pretty good advantage. We have a ship up, we have C, we had B for just enough time that we got an advantage in ticks. We also have pretty healthy battleships that can easily engage these two targets in at B. There's only 2 people in range to engage that Fuso and that Congo. It should be really easy, right? Really straightforward. Nope. Nothing's ever straightforward in these games, especially recently. Way too many passive players. These guys are behind islands, they can't engage these targets. They're in battleships, nearly full health. They should focus 100% on taking out Myoko, the Nagato, the enemy Omaha, and anything else that's within 10 to 15 kilometers. It's money shot for battleships. We're moving in. We have an island in the way. They do not see where the shots are coming. We are successful in our attempt to interrupt the capture. And we're going to keep the pressure up, hopefully get some fires, and force the Myoko to adjust his strategy. And we definitely have the support of our battleship brethren, right? This is going to be an easy kill. No, it's not. I cannot fire. There's an island in the way. But I'm going to try and fire as soon as I can. Now, you notice the range. This is basically stock on range. I went with last stand because I was just so annoyed. And yep, they finish off the Myoko. Fantastic. Now we just need to work on any low health targets. We have B. We have a huge advantage. Take out the Nagato and don't get out of the fight. Now, I was initially considering going through that gap, but I felt like the threat of taking fire and getting stuck on the other side of the island was too great, so I'm going to turn back around and attempt another strategy to engage this target. I believe he's going for B. The Omaha and the Nagato are in the south. They killed off the cruiser, but that Nagato is so low that he should easily be finished off by those battleships. And the enemy shows back up. We have range on him. We take out as best of a shot as we can on the Myoko. And I believe we led the target just a little bit too much. Yep, he's coming towards us slightly, so we have to compensate. But once we do that, we're doing pretty good damage to a target that really cannot engage us that well. His guns are looking at us, and here come the shots. Okay, we've got an island, and I guess we were the only ones spotting. Friendly ultimately is able to spot for us, and we earn Confederate with that shot. We are just far enough away that our shots are getting through the island. It got a little bit tall, so we need to move forward a little bit to engage the Myoko. Omaha, full health Omaha. I don't know what that cruiser's doing all the way on the west side of the map. I have no idea, okay? There's a lot of things I question about this particular game, and I will discuss it later. But right now, we are engaging the Myoko. We have a friendly cruiser in the north. We're all pushing forward, right? We all should be able to take out the low health targets one by one. The enemy Nagato is dead. Those 2 battleships that are broadside to the enemy can easily take out another cruiser. They're all showing their side to them. And I felt like the Omaha was close enough that I had to change targets. He's putting pressure on the friendly New Mexico. I'm not as accurate as a higher velocity round on a farther away target, so this is an easier target for me to hit. I was attempting to interrupt, but he's able to capture just in the nick of time. We do incapacitate some modules, and you can see his turrets turning right towards us. He's gonna fire on our position, Commander. We're keeping as neutral as we can, while also maintaining as many guns as we can. Friendly rakes the Omaha. The Omaha is now dead in the water. Most likely he used damage control on those 2 incapacitated modules prior. And now we're just raining lead all over the ship. Fires everywhere. Second fire's put on. Stacks are on fire. Can we get a third fire before he dies? Oh man, you just feel awful. You're in the middle. You have the crossfire of everyone on my team. However, it really only felt like it was me and a battleship that was firing on him, even though it says on the minimap that there are 5 ships on my team in this area, and we're just barely out of range of the enemy Myoko. We are in between 2 battleships, and I'm just trying to get in range to engage him. It says I have range, but with the default loadout, without advanced firing training, it is a little bit harder to hit a target at super long range, and this is one of those unique situations where the target wasn't moving, so I would have benefited. Even though it's an extremely long range, it's much harder to hit. He fires on us. We take very minimal damage from him, but a battleship follows up and nearly kills us. We are out in the open. We're taking fire from everyone. What are you guys doing? You could tell my frustration. And will we be able to survive? No. No, we will not. So, you could tell my frustration. I am questioning the 2 battleships that are hiding in the back, not moving forward to support the team. This New Mexico has taken a beating, and he shouldn't have to continue to take a beating. Those 2 nearly full health battleships, and we lose the New Mexico, should move forward and tank some damage. Everyone should do that. If you're a destroyer all the way up to a battleship, if you have a full health pool, you should try and get the attention of the enemy. Most likely, they're not going to engage you because you're full health in relation to a Pensacola that's low health. Why would you play so passive that you cannot influence the battle at all? That cruiser on the western side of the map, I don't know what that person's doing. Are they away from their keyboard? Are they botting? They're not playing this game. We've basically been playing 1 man down, if not 3 men down with these 2 battleships. Honestly, they were just out of the fight for too long. So, you're going to see this in the background. I could get frustrated with the way it's going, but I'm not. I'm going to discuss replays. Finally, I want to take replays from you and share them with everyone else. So, the email's on the screen, notserreplay@gmail.com. 2 R's there, so be careful. And what I'm looking for is entertaining games. I don't care about the number of kills. I don't care about the amount of damage. Both of those generally lead to specific types of classes or tiers being most of the ships you see, and that's not what I want. I want an entertaining game no matter what ship you're in. My stipulation is that it's, of course, on this patch, you must have the end score screen with a screenshot. You must have the damage done also in a screenshot, plus obviously the replay file included in the email. Please summarize it in 1 to 2 sentences. If you cannot do that, I will ignore it. I am not going to read an essay. I would like very concise information because there's going to be hundreds, maybe even thousands of replays to go through. So replay file, 2 screenshots, 2 sentences of summary, and a title that actually is short and to the point. And you must only submit 1 replay for this week. Since I'm going to try and do it weekly, there will always be another week to have a chance. I don't want to go through 10 replays from you. Choose the most entertaining one and submit that one. If you don't know if it's entertaining, it's not entertaining. It needs to be entertaining to you to be entertaining to everyone else, okay? So, extremely unique moments in these games, ram kills, massive citadel penetrations, huge torpedo attacks, and everything in between that is fun to watch. It needs to be fun to watch, please. I can only try so hard to turn a boring game into entertainment. Max range battleship fire, okay? There needs to be some risk. There needs to be some reward. I really want people to enjoy the content that is shared between us. I want it to be memorable. I also want it to stand out from the crowd. Most of the replays I see are just going for damage or kills. And I can have a great game with a ton of kills and a ton of damage. That doesn't mean it's a game worthy of watching. So this game went as predicted. Two basically super passive battleships had zero success, went one in at a time. The AFK cruiser is coming back and not actually doing anything, and we're clearly going to lose the game. But at least we've set up a replay. Finally, submission process. Finally, those who want to share can now share. And as long as you follow the directions, you will have a chance to be shared with everyone. And eventually, if we have success, we'll turn it into more of a reward than just being visible. The game is basically over. The Congo is at 189 hit points, and finally he dies. Ticks over, and we lose this game. But I feel pretty confident in my contribution. We were able to earn Confederate, a devastating strike, 4 ships killed, over 500,000 in credits, 1978 base XP, 80,000 points of damage, and that's the way these games go. So, I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you'll partake in the replay if you're interested, and I'll catch you next time.